What's up, guys? Today's topic, we're going to be talking about something cool. It's going to be how to be and stay organized as a real estate agent. So it really comes down to two things, building systems and having priorities. So first, we're going to start with the priorities, because that's once we know what the topics are, then we can basically rank them and put them in order. So first, we want to find out, what are your most important tasks? Are we dealing with something that needs to go on the market tomorrow, a listing that's got to be put on the market right away? Or are we dealing with a buyer who's got to get an offer submitted by the end of the day, or else they're going to miss out on the house? Are we dealing with like someone who just needs to get listing pictures taken, or do we have to send comps to somebody? Like, whatever the situation is, like, we got to rank these out, and then from there make decisions. And then also, you want to consider who you're dealing with. Like, okay, are you dealing with your favorite people, like your A's and your B's, or are you dealing with your not so much as important people, like your C's and D's? Like, whatever, you want to focus on, who the person you're dealing with is. Is this a high priority person? Is this a top customer of yours? And then what's the urgency of it? So I think I focus more on the urgency of the task before I focus on the person. But make sure that I would put them in that order. So first, here's another good way to look at it. There's that item in a jar analogy that people use, where like you get all the big rocks first, you put them in the jar, then you put all the little rocks, and then you put the fine sand in after that, and then the water goes in after that. Like, and that fills the jar, because that's the priorities. The priorities are the big rocks; they go in first. Because if you put them in backwards, where you put in the water, then the sand, then the smaller rocks, and then the big rocks, the big rocks would not all fit in the jar, because it's out of order. So focus on that. Just think about that analogy whenever you're prioritizing your tasks. And prioritization is really, really important. If you don't have your priorities in order, in the proper order, then things do get out of whack, and that's what creates that chaos feeling, that turmoil in your life, that disorganized and stressed out, burnt out feeling that you get. So what else do I have? So like I said, I was actually, it comes to ranking all of your priorities, getting them straight. But then once you have them all set up, you want to build out your systems, because having the systems in place is what makes the priorities get done, and get done efficiently. So what I would say is, when it comes to building a system, pay attention to what you're doing while you're doing them, which is important, because this is how you outsource your systems to other people, because that way you can easily just write whatever you're writing down. You can say, hey, look, this is what I did every time I did this process, and you can give it off to an assistant or a virtual assistant, or I don't know, maybe if you're hiring people for one-off jobs, like a contractor, or maybe like if you're just paying a college kid to do mailings for you every month. Like, when I first started, I had done my mailings by myself, and that took me like 4 hours, but I was doing them all. And what I did is, I actually had my aunt do them for me after a while, and I said, here, like, this is how I did it. This is a good way for you to do it. And she was able to do it, and I was able to get my time back, and she did it for me. But that was the system I had in place. It was just, have my aunt do my mailings for me. But pay attention to what tasks you're doing over and over and over again, because are these the tasks that can be outsourced? Are they being done efficiently? So, like, here's a question to ask yourself. Is what I'm doing being done in an efficient manner? And if it's not being done efficiently, and it's taking a lot of time, how do I make this better? So first part of that question was, is it being done in an efficient manner? If it's taking a while and it's not efficient, then you need to upgrade what you're doing or how you're doing it, because it needs to be done better it can be done better than that. But here's the thing. If the answer is yes, it's pretty damn efficient. Okay, well, now how can I automate it, and make it get done without me? Because that's when the system takes over and you get your time back. And when anything that gives you your time back is a lifesaver, because your time is limited. You only get so much of it, and money obviously can be replaced, but time, you don't get to replace that. So, like I said, automated system gives you your time back. But here's the other cool thing about it. The secret benefit of that is a kind of a hidden benefit, is that it gives you clarity and peace of mind. Because what happens is, now these tasks are happening by yourself. I mean, people do this for money. Like the book, The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. he tells you to put your finances on autopilot. Like, have everything be like, and for me, like my personal finances are all automated. I have automatic withdrawals from one bank account to the other, savings to investing to this. Everything happens on a monthly basis, automatic. I don't have to think about it. And when I don't have to think about it, it's out of my mind because I know it's happening in the back of my mind. I know it's happening by itself. It's all just happening. And because it's a system, it takes, first of all, I don't have to pay attention to it very much. Maybe have to review it maybe once a quarter just to check in, like, hey, can I increase the amount? Should I decrease the amount? That's, it doesn't require a whole lot of time. And that's the same that goes for your systems. Like, when I was having my aunt do my mailings, like, I would just check in with her every maybe 3 or 4 months. It's like, hey, has anything changed? Anything different? Do I need to give you more ink for your printer? Do I need to buy more envelopes or stamps for you? Like, what do I got to do? Anything? Nothing? Fine, cool. And that was pretty much it. So it wasn't really once. That's what happens when a system is working. You have more time when you have more systems. Let's put it that way. So first you got to prioritize, and then you want to systemize. So if you can get those two things, then you are all set for being a more organized real estate agent. So I hope you guys got a good benefit out of that, and I will see you guys on the next one.